Trade recap. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I was seen in a pop up bang. 30 busting on my jeans. Coming into session, we were still bullish, even though we'd swept this high here, right? And it is considered a sweep just because it's wicking, and we have an okay bearish candle, not that strong. So because of that weak ass bearish candle, probably will just continue bullish. We sweep this little bottom here, and we come and fill. Oops. We come. That's already filled. Ooh. It's not filled to halfway, so now we fill that to the whole way on the 4 hour. So we're pretty bullish off that, and then we sweep this top, and we come slow bearish from that. So for London, we'll be slow bearish till, actually, the 4 hour is so good for determining bias. It's like, for me, specifically in London, it's like, if price is in a spot where it's not at a, like it's going to a 4 hour liquidity sweep, a 4 hour order block, or a 4 hour imbalance, like here, fair value gap. If it's going to that, it'll probably turn from that point. Like here, it hits halfway of the 4 hour fair value gap, doesn't quite get on the S, and then it turns. 4 hour is so good for bias. Like, at this point, where it's just coming bearish from this topside sweep, we're just bearish, and we're looking for shorts down to this 4 hour fair value gap. But that was during Asian. As you can see here, that's a higher time frame fair value gap. I think that's an hourly. Yeah, let me delete that because it doesn't get to halfway. But let's say you have the 15-minute, doesn't get in there either. Hourly order block, nope, doesn't get in there. But you're looking for shorts to get down into this halfway here, and then the poor bearish price action is telling me that we want to continue bullish, but then this bullish price action is poor, so that's telling me we want to grab more bottom side, which might lead me to think on a higher time frame we're grabbing this 4 hour order block and running bullish. But this order block isn't amazing, so we'll see. Anyways, down to a shorter time frame. So for during the session, the bias was a bit icky because of this 4 hour, but bullish off the 4 hour halfway tap, because that, whenever that happens, it always comes bullish. Like, look, I'll show you on the 5 here, tap, and then bullish straight away. Here you have 5-minute fair value gap respected. You can run that for a 1-to-1 up to the order block is there, so that's a 1-to-1 right there. Easy as that. There was also another position. Oh yeah, internal sweep. So then we have that. It inverses this 15-minute here, but that's like, when it inversed it, you'd expect more bullish, but it did not even sweep here, and then it came bearish. Just tapped the order block, then it went sideways, and when it starts going sideways like this, normally looking for an internal sweep in the direction of bias, which I reckon bias was bearish, even though we've tapped the 4 hour. Eventually I think we will go further bearish to get this 4 hour order block, but here, internal sweep here, yes, it sweeps a little better. There's no breaker structure. No. Fair value gap respected. That's about it. And it doesn't even tap, so mid. Where's the 5-minute order block? Up there? Hell no. Yeah, that's pretty ass. And then it just ended up chopping sideways because Asia was pretty decent. Had some big moves. This retracement is annoying because it doesn't get into anything specific. Is there a breaker or something? Back. So when it inverses, that's the breaker. Well, but then it's already been moved on here. This bearish one is a breaker on the bottom, but it doesn't get tapped. Neither does it here. So yeah, pretty much just the long up from the halfway of the 4 hour fair value gap respect. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yesterday the 4 hour order block was zonkers on ES. Right here, as you can see, tap and boom. But yeah, for today that was pretty much it. But yeah, new thing I learned about bias. Price action of course helps, but 4 hour determines bias so good. So we come in this session bearish because we sweep this top side, and it is a sweep because you can see we've just wicked through, so it is an actual sweep. Of course we will end up coming bullish and just continuing trend probably, but for this session we're bearish till we get to some kind of 4 hour turnaround point. Here it's an imbalance in the shape of a fair value gap. Hourly doesn't have the same effect. First off, there's no hourly even here. This hourly is here, but that doesn't tap, as we know. So yeah, that's that. This shit was pretty choppy. Here we actually get a divergence. I'm just seeing this now. The retracement is cheekers on ES. It's decent on NAS. That's another divergence. Let's see if this is a retracement into this. 615. No, no fair value gap. Divergence here. No fair value gap. Fair value gap ends up being here. And as you can see, makes only a single fair value gap with good price action, and it ends up being the one to respect. Beautiful. And that is after a breaker structure as well. Sweep, breaker structure, and then we get a bearish candle and then another breaker structure, so we're definitely bullish at that point. Bullish price action is better than the bearish. ES break occurs. The 8 PM candle. Oh yep, ES gets the same one. Of course I can see it after the fact, but I'll probably just aim for a 1 minute fair value gap. Sorry, order block. Which is also top liquidity, so that works out well. It'll be partial days at least. And then price is actually coming back into this. Also coming to resweep this. Oh, it did. And really cleanly. This is what I'm talking about. Now we might get that bearish. Oh, that's not another one. Now we might get that bearish movement down to the order block, or just more filling the imbalance further as it inverses this. Like, even if overall it ends up inversing this 4 hour fair value gap, there's always some kind of reaction off of it, just because it's such a strong point. There's an instant tap. Carrying at 939. The position was probably this divergence. There's a divergence here, but then no retracement. Yeah, alright, that's that for the day. Easy.